off the bone ribs with fixings. It's the weekend, it's time to let our hair down. You just buy these ribs packaged at the grocery store, take it out of the package, cover it, let it get to room temperature before you start working with it and getting it into the oven. That way it will heat evenly and give you a superior result. It's so easy to make ribs that fall off the bone when they're cooked. Takes a little time, very little effort. We're gonna make it today. We're gonna make it with a nice potato salad and some crispy slaw. For the best results, so that the meat can really fall from the bone easily, you want to remove what's, I guess, a kind of silver skin. It's kind of a membrane on the back of the ribs right here. So you're going to have to get a knife under there. Get a knife under there and get it released to the point where you can grab a hold and pull most of this membrane away from the bone. This will just make the cooking slower and hold the meat to the bone. We don't want that. We're just going to pull it all away. We have this little flap of meat here, which we don't really want to cook it in the oven with this. I'm going to put it alongside the ribs because it's tasty. So I'm just going to cut it free and put it into the pan that the ribs are going. Some people like to cut a lot of this fat away. I do not. Fat is flavor. Flavor comes from fat. Fat and flavor, the two F's. I have a small pan, so I'm going to have to divide these ribs so that they fit. And that's fine, it doesn't matter. I'm just going to cut them about in the middle there so that they will fit in my pan. Now we're going to dry them. We don't want too much moisture on them at this stage. Seasoning, the way I like to do this is very simple because, okay, I'll let you know the secret. The barbecue sauce we're going to prepare with these ribs is Coca-Cola barbecue sauce. If you haven't tried Coca-Cola barbecue sauce, you haven't lived. So we're going to do it together. For now, we just want simple seasoning on these. So I have some crushed garlic here. I have crushed garlic, and all I do with this is literally rub it over the meat, front and back. This will infuse tremendous flavor, and that's all it needs, just a little bit rubbed in front and back. Kosher salt, plenty of salt. All over the top, all over, and a little bit on the back too. Remember to season both sides. Plenty of pepper. Okay, we're going to put this into a small pan. There we go. We're going to just position them so that they fit in the pan. That little flap of meat is going in there. Simply cover with foil. No need to put liquid in there, just as we've done here. Make sure you're sealing this as well as you can. Make sure that this seal is tight on this pan. I'm just using one of those cheap old pans. I have this now sealed, and we're going to put it in the oven at 300 or 325 for at least 3 hours. We're going to prepare the potato salad and the coleslaw while this is cooking. But it's going to be three and a half hours until this is cooked through and so tender. And it's going to fall off the bone, and we're going to coat it in Coca-Cola barbecue sauce. Let's put it in. So we're now going to prepare a very simple but very tasty potato salad, kind of classic. Not using anything fancy today. We're just using good weekend kind of ingredients. This is easy to do, easy to cook, easy to eat. Goes down really well with some beer, scotch, vodka, wine. All I'm going to do, I have pre-boiled some red potatoes, simple red potatoes, pre-boiled them so they're soft, of course. Just going to cook them, whatever you want. Do you want them in half? Do you want them quartered? It's up to you. I like kind of bigger chunks in my potato salad. I like to get a good old chunk of potato. So I'm going to just cut them probably in half here. Potato salad, what do we need? We need some mayonnaise. Let's put the mayonnaise on there. Now, the amount of mayonnaise is up to you. You like it very mayonnaise-y, a little mayonnaise-y, slightly mayonnaise-y. It's up to you. It's completely up to you. Some simple yellow mustard. Everybody's got yellow mustard in the fridge. Wherever you keep your yellow mustard is fine. I I like to add a little dill, a little dried dill weed. It just kicks the potato salad up very, very nicely, and also gives it kind of an interesting look with the little green flakes in there. Now, I'm going to mix this together. Now, the little extra I like to do, because I like to do things, is crispy bacon. I'm just going to sprinkle that into the potato salad. Wonderful texture, wonderful salty taste, which is why I'm not really salting the potato salad. It's probably going to be fine. You will want to taste it, as always, before you serve it, and just because you like to eat the food like I do before you serve it, and then there's only a little bit left for everybody else. And so, we're going to taste just one of these and see how we do. It's so good. It tastes too good for what it is. It's so simple. It's so easy. It's so cheap to make, but it tastes tremendous. It's creamy. It's got that little kick from the mustard. Oh, and a piece of bacon. We're going to prepare coleslaw, a very simple coleslaw using cabbage, onion, salt, pepper, vinegar. We're going to use a little sugar, mayonnaise, carrots. This is from an old family recipe that came from my wife. She met an old family and they gave her the recipe. We've chopped some onion, we've chopped lots of crispy, fresh cabbage. We're just going to finish this off, I don't know, whatever you like size-wise, but you just want some medium, chunky cabbage in there, and a little bit of carrot. Carrot I chop into smaller pieces, so it just adds some flavor and some color. Put all of those in our dish. I'm telling you, today is like the most simple cooking day. It's a weekend. Who wouldn't want it simple? But it tastes so good. Don't be fooled by the simplicity. Try this out. The tastes are amazing. All right, so now we're gonna make the sauce that goes on the slaw. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take an amount of mayo in the bowl. A splash of vinegar. This one is red wine. Doesn't matter too much which one. I wouldn't use white vinegar. That's a little severe. For some red wine vinegar, just a splash goes in. A little bit of sugar. Let's sweeten up. It's like a sweet and sour. A little bit of sugar, not too much. And we're gonna mix this together. There we go. So we're gonna put this into the bowl so that it will coat all of the veggies in our slaw. We're going to mix this around, make sure it's well coated. So I'm going to add a little kosher salt, not too much, and a little pepper. And there we have it, is a huge bowl of coleslaw. I love eating coleslaw with these ribs. It's just tremendous. You're going to see it. Let's move on to the Coca-Cola BBQ sauce. First, some butter in the pan. Let's put it on medium heat to start. Plenty of butter goes in, and some onion. One of the secrets to getting maximum flavor from spices, especially dried spices and herbs like this, is to put them in the pan with a little bit of butter and the onion so that they can cook through before you add too much liquid. So I'm going to add a little bit of onion powder, garlic powder, ground cumin, and some ginger. We're toasting all of those flavors there so that everything gets its maximum flavor. This is a hot pan. Heinz ketchup. We're just gonna put a ton of Heinz ketchup in the pan because this brings sugar and flavor to the sauce. The aroma from this is just incredible. You can change up the flavorings to suit yourself. This is just how I like it. But the base of tomato, ketchup, and Coca-Cola it just produces a tremendous sauce for ribs or any other kind of barbecued meats that you want to try. So we're going to take regular Coca-Cola with all of that good sugar content in it and reduce it down. As it reduces down, those flavors intensify and make this just tremendous. So let's go ahead and let's go ahead. Start out pretty thin as a sauce. You're going to reduce it until it's the consistency you like. As it reduces, the flavors intensify. One thing we can do to balance this out just a little bit, it's going to need it, is just a little bit of vinegar. Okay, so any kind of vinegar except white. Get some kind of darker vinegar is better, not malt vinegar, but some red wine vinegar or something like this. A little bit goes in there just to give it that bite. This is reducing nicely. And it's thickening up almost to the consistency I like. Give it a quick taste, right? We're going to taste it before we serve it. Make sure it's how we like it. We can check for seasoning, sweetness, sour. Where is it at? Let's check it out. Oh, we're going to coat the ribs with this. When the ribs are done in the oven after 3.5 hours, we're going to coat them, put them under the broiler so that they caramelize, crisp on the top. You gotta do this. You're gonna love it. Well, we're just gonna transfer this down to a jar. It's all I got that we can save this in, and we'll be ready. You can check out the consistency that I like. You can make it thicker. I don't suggest much thinner than this because it will be difficult to coat. But it is gonna continue to thicken just a little bit as it sits here waiting for those ribs. So we're going to baste them in the Coca-Cola barbecue sauce and put them under the hot grill just to caramelize the top. But the important thing is they need to be falling off the bone. That's the whole point, isn't it? Let's see. This is hot. Oh my goodness, this looks good. Let's check it out. This could not be softer. That is incredible. Coca-Cola barbecue sauce that we made earlier. And we're going to just go ahead and coat the ribs. First of all, on the side that's up here, facing up. A little piece of meat we cut off. Let's give it a good old baste. We're just going to put it under the broiler now at 500 for just a few minutes until it crisps. I think they're ready. I think they're good. Oh my goodness. They look so good. Talk about fall off the bone fell off the meat. All proteins that you cook, you must let them rest. Letting them rest lets the moisture go back into the middle of the meat. If you cut them too soon, if you don't let them rest, it's very hard to do. I want to dig in right away. But if you do that, you're going to have a drier meat. I think they're rested. It's been a while. I've been salivating. I had a thought while I was waiting that I really want some cheese in the potato salad, so I chopped some small pieces of cheese. I don't put those in the potato salad because it's just gonna give it a little more richness, a little more flavor. And I'm gonna plate this. Okay, so the first thing is we gotta go ahead and cut through. It's hardly necessary to cut these. I hope you can see this. That these ribs are unbelievable. They are so soft. Let's get some of this magnificent slaw, homemade, crispy, crunchy slaw. Let's get the ribs on top. Oh my goodness. And then a little potato salad on the side. Let's try some of my wife's old family recipe coleslaw. Oh my goodness, it's time for a rib. They really fall off the bone. It's really full off the bone. It's incredible. I'm gonna dip for the second bite into the sauce down here. This is Coca-Cola sauce, you gotta try it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. It's so simple, nothing fancy, but so effective. And I will see you next time.